Okay, thank you very much. So after 2 long weeks of campaigning, we're finally here at the full-time officer election results for 2016. Cool. I've just got a couple of thank yous before we start off, and that is, when we do these elections, there's a couple of staff members that work for the Students' Union, and without them, they really wouldn't be possible at all. And the first person I'd really like to thank is our Deputy Returning Officer, Robin Hughes, who sorts out all the software. He does absolutely everything. So thank you, Robin. Thank you. And secondly, I'd really like to thank our amazing communications team for getting everything out and really driving and pushing voter turnout. Without them, we really wouldn't have the results that we've seen this year. So thank you very much. Cool. So with that, we'll get straight into the election results for the cross-campus officer elections that we ran. First up, we've got the contest for cross-campus officer socio-economic equality. We had 2 candidates in this competition. We had Jenny Dybell and reopened nominations. In the first round of voting, Jenny Dybell received 1,271 votes. Reopened nominations received 338. The quota was calculated at 804. Jenny Dybell is duly elected. Okay, next up we had the contest for cross-campus officer students with disabilities. We also had 2 candidates in this competition. We had Joey French and reopened nominations. In the first round of voting, Joey received 755 votes. Reopened nominations received 181. The quota was calculated at 468, so Joey is duly elected. Congrats. Next up, we had the contest for cross-campus officer sports. We had 2 candidates in this competition. We had Peter Hardy and reopened nominations. In the first round of voting, Peter received 1,115 votes. Reopened nominations received 369. The quota was calculated at 743. Peter is duly elected. And lastly, as a lot of you probably noticed, we ran a referendum about January exams. The question in that referendum was, would you be in favour of the university changing the academic timetable to allow for January exams? There were 3 options in this contest. There was yes, no, and I do not wish to vote. No received 917 votes. Yes received 1,113. And there were 253 no votes. So that means that referendum passes. Thank you very much to Ben Harper for giving the students the option of running that referendum. And I'm very sure Ben will be following up on that in due course. So next up, we've got the full-time officer election results. So I'd like to invite Natalie Sutcliffe up for Vice President, Welfare and Community.
Okay, hello everybody. So, for the position of LUSU Vice President, Welfare and Communities, 1,893 votes were cast. The candidates were Lucy Clues, Polly Davis, David Whitlock, and reopened nominations. In the first round, the quota to be elected was 946 votes. Polly Davis received 404 votes. Lucy Clues received 287 votes. Reopened nominations received 100 votes. And David Whitlock received 1,102 votes, therefore exceeding the quota and is elected the next LUSU VP Welfare and Communities.
Hello. I don't know what to say. Thank you for voting, I suppose. Thank you to everyone who voted, and well done on Lucy and Polly on their campaigns. You did really great, and thanks. I don't know what else to say. I'm in shock. Whee!
For the position of LUSU Vice President Education, 1,754 votes were cast. The candidates were Nick Dearman and reopened nominations. In the first round, the quota to be elected was 877 votes. Reopen nominations received 332 votes. Nick Dearman received 1,422 votes, exceeding the quota, and is elected the new VP Education. Do you want to come up and say a few words, Nick?
First of all, I'd like to thank Ron for his really strong campaign this year. No, but actually, the biggest person I'd like to thank is my girlfriend Esther. She has stood with me these last 2 weeks with all the grumpiness. I just want to say thank you very much for dealing with all my shit. So that's all.
Okay, so next up we've got LUSU Vice President Union Development. So for the position of LUSU Vice President Union Development, 1,876 votes were cast. The candidates were Sophie Tarif, Nick Woods, James Smith, and reopened nominations. In the first round, the quota to be elected was 938 votes. Sophie Tarif received 857 votes. Nick Woods received 444. James Smith received 457, and reopened nominations received 118. Nobody met the quota, and therefore reopened nominations was removed and their votes reallocated. In the second round, the quota to be elected was 892. Sophie Tarif received 865. Nick Woods received 453. James Smith received 467. Nobody met that quota, and therefore Nick Woods was removed from the election and their votes reallocated. In the third and final round, James Smith received 615 votes. Sophie Tarif received 1,018 votes and is duly elected as the next LUSU Vice President, Union Development. Well done.
Just want to say thank you and well done to the boys. You guys ran a really great campaign. Thank you to everyone who voted, and well done to everyone else who wins this evening.
Hi everyone. For the position of LUSU Vice President Campaigns and Communications, 1,864 votes were cast. The candidates were Grace Pendleton-Briers, Joel Smith, Rachel Hughes, and reopened nominations. In the first round, the quota to be elected was 932 votes. Grace Pendleton-Briers received 468 votes. Joel Smith received 565 votes. Rachel Hughes received 721 votes. Reopened nominations received 110 votes. Nobody met the quota, and therefore reopened nominations was removed and their votes reallocated. In the second round, the quota to be elected was 885. Grace Pendleton-Briers received 475 votes. Joel Smith received 569 votes, and Rachel Hughes received 727 votes. Nobody met the quota, and therefore Grace Pendleton-Briers was removed from the election and their votes were reallocated. In the third and final round, Joel Smith received 661 votes, Rachel Hughes received 873 votes, and is elected as the new Vice President campaign. I don't think I can talk, but thank you so much.
Hello. For the position of LUSU Vice President Activities, 1,997 votes were cast. The candidates were Alexandra Dale, Jack Walker, Hannah Metcalf, Viraj Bhatia, and Ron. In the first round, the quota was 998.5 votes. Alexandra Dale received 526 votes. Jack Walker received 576 votes. Hannah Metcalf received 471 votes. And Viraj Bhatia received 342 votes. Ron received 82 votes. Nobody met the quota, and therefore reopened nominations, and Viraj Bhatia were removed and their votes reallocated. In the second round, the quota to be elected was 884.5 votes. Alexandra Dale received 598 votes. Jack Walker received 643 votes. Hannah Metcalf received 528 votes. Nobody met the quota, and therefore Hannah Metcalf was removed from the election and their votes were reallocated. In the third and final round, Alexandra Dale received 773 votes. Jack Walker received 784 votes and was elected the next LUSU VP Activities. Congratulations, Jack.
Yeah, wow, that was incredibly close, and well done to all the other candidates. This is really unexpected, and just thank you to everyone that voted, and I hope I do the job well.
Before we announce the last position, I just want to take a moment, and it's on behalf of Tom and Robin and everyone that helped with the elections, all the staff, all the officers, and all of you that ran in the elections. And I want to say a massive thank you for everyone that ran, everyone that helped those that ran, because it's a huge part of your life for 2 weeks and more, really. It takes a huge amount of guts to do it and put yourself out there. So thank you, everybody that ran, and good luck to everybody that won, and good luck to everybody that didn't so far. So for the position of LUSU President, 2,116 votes were cast. The candidates were Adam Gardner, Ashley Threadgold, Rhiannon Jones, and reopened nominations. In the first round, the quota required for election was set at 1,058. Reopened nominations received 104 votes. Adam Gardner received 196 votes. Ashley Threadgold received 639 votes. Rhiannon Jones received 1,177 votes and exceeded the quota. Rhiannon is elected as the next LUSU president.
I think when everyone's running, no one really expects to win. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who actually did vote, who took attention to anyone voting, and just taking part in the elections. And it's such a hard position to put yourself in, and I've got such respect for any person who does put themselves out there. I have a huge respect for both Adam Gardner and Ashley Threadgold. They have read such clean campaigns, and I honestly have such, I just admire them so much as individuals as well. Thank you so much, and honestly, since being in university, the thing that's made me happiest is representing students. And I'm just glad I can carry on doing that. Thank you so much.